So, are they, are some people say that they've been kicked off, that they've, we're actually just fighting the last remnants of, the humans that were loyal to these dark entities and, their networks, and, the actual, entities are no longer here on Earth. Is there any thoughts or confirmation on that?
Yeah, people saying that it's really irresponsible. It really is. I mean, the Earth, this solar system is still, it's like the last stronghold for these negative groups. All of the others around have been pretty much liberated or mostly liberated, and ours is, I'm sorry, it's the last crappiest place that they've got, that things need to be liberated from. This is their last foothold. They don't have anywhere to go except for to be judged. They can't be kicked off the planet. I mean, they control the planet and the solar system still, these negative ETs. And, we're making more and more headway against them. They have been defeated just about everywhere else, but they have to be defeated here. And I know there are a lot of people that have contacted me very confused by these reports because people are still getting abducted. The alien abductions are still occurring. There are a lot of things that experiencers are still experiencing after these people say that the ETs were kicked off the planet. And the people are like, what, am I supposed to think I'm crazy? There are people who are telling me that these bad ETs are gone. They were at my house last night. Look at these marks on my body. What am I supposed to think? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. People are all caught up. Most of where this is coming from is a collective fear. People have been so afraid. They're like, we've been through so much. We deserve victory. And quite honestly, I had some of the largest group of people that are out putting out this information came to me and they told me, they said, Corey, they said, after COVID and all this stuff, the community's been through so much, they need a hopeful narrative. And they said, they said, my information is a little scary. They want me to come over and start reporting what they're reporting, that we're free, that we've been liberated, and that through the process, we're going to co-create that and make it happen. That was very upsetting, and then things developed from there to where they said, well, if you don't come to our narrative, we'll call you compromised. We'll say you're not in contact anymore, all these things, which they did. And then some of them have turned on themselves, saying that about each other if they don't toe the line. It's just the community is very compromised right now. We have disinformation, not just in the community, but in what they call the patriot community and all these other groups, resistance groups from around the world. There is so much disinformation going around, and people are getting so caught up in it and so emotionally invested in it. And most of it is just BS. We're getting emotionally invested and spending time outwardly on stories that are mostly BS, and we are spending time, inwardly trying to maintain our vibration and calm. So that's what I have to say about that. I'm sorry that there are some people that have succumbed to the fear and become compromised in this community, but that's happened. It has.
Do you think that a lot of people that are, out there doing this disinformation are actually truly believe that they're going and experience, maybe they're, being compromised by some dark entities that they, looking as malevolent or whatever, where they actually believe that the stuff that they're, putting out into the community, or, are there actual people are out there spreading misinformation purposely to confuse, distract, divide, get away from people, spending that time inward like they should be?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just fear that, people succumb to the fear. But there are people that know exactly what they're doing. They're opportunists. They see an opportunity to make money and get an attention that they need. There are some people, and I know this is a very sensitive subject in this community, but there are some people that are so delusional, they border dangerous. And there are delusional, crazy people in this community. I'm sorry. You have to be able to, and some of these people have these pious looks in their eyes, and they beam out love and light, and it's really, you can be sold on it, but really use your discernment now more than ever. This is the time of times. Deception has never been higher. And but yeah, there's a good 30% of this community that is nuttier than squirrel crap. It's just the way it is. And I know you're not supposed to talk about Fight Club, but there it is. And in the future, over the last 8 years since I've come out, the experiences that I've had with the 70% of people that are beautiful, love, and light are amazing. But the 30% of the people that are nutty have left an impression. And my God, we're going to be doing some documentaries about my experiences since I've come out, the whole thing, everything from cyber stalking to people doing crazy stuff. I mean, we're going to, disclosure, it starts at home, full disclosure. And there's a lot of people that are not what they say, and there's plenty of proof out there, and there's a lot of people who are what they say. And we're going to do some documentaries that's really going to shine a major light on this community and the field of ufology. It's going to be pretty amazing. There are 3 documentaries we're talking to a major channel about.
So is it a good chance that the dark entities are using these people in order to create this, distraction, confusion, and, like they're genuinely maybe believe that they're of the light and, sharing this information, but it's being twisted, they're being played by these dark entities that are still controlling, or still, looking to try to control it here.
Yeah, some of the people that are out there saying, I'm a light warrior, I'm fighting the AI archons, woo, and screaming, and like a lot of these people have bought into narratives and are doing things that are actually helping the archons and the enemy, or they're being manipulated by these shadow beings and archons. And people are in this community that have undealt with traumas or personality issues, mental issues, are very much used. I've seen it firsthand. I've had people come knock on my door, somehow found out where I live. I open the door, they hand me a folder, and they get on the ground and start bowing to me, and I'm like, what the hell, and I open it up, and it's like some manifesto. I mean, I get an email at least once a week from someone saying they're God and they can prove it. I have all of these people contacting me saying that, they're in contact with ETs that are telling them this, and that, all of these crazy things, and all they need is a camera and a YouTube channel and a couple thousand people that listen to them. And then there's an audience, and then that information gets disseminated through those couple of thousand people, and then it propagates. I mean, it's been an amazing, I've really broken down how information flows through this community and how they take information from other people, steal it, and kind of change it around and make it their truth. And it is really wild, and it's going to be very interesting.
Seems like the crazier the story, the more they can, perpetuate whatever it is and get people attracted to, wanting to share out, because it's, so almost unbelievable.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people, they're fulfilling a need, attention need somehow. And, other people know that, the show that I did, the movies that I've done, the courses that I've done have made a good amount of money, and they don't have any original ideas of themselves. So they come in and start taking my information and twisting it and causing a lot of problems and confusing people. I don't know, it's a big mess, but that's why we're taking this information to the entertainment industry, Hollywood, and all of that. Things are really about to blow up. I just wish I'll come back after we make some announcements, some very exciting announcements. I'll come back and onto your show and we'll talk about it.
Oh, that's amazing.
A lot of these people are about to just really not matter anymore, because we're about to have it's kind of like that show I did. It's going to hit millions of people, and all of this stuff that we're talking about right now are just going to be a little bit of background noise. It's not going to be a big deal.
So when you mentioned the Hollywood, though, we have, like, us in the truther community, not so favorable opinions on that, the Hollywood and the Hollyweird and all the
Yeah.
insane stuff that's being brought to light about how dark that whole town and industry has been.
Yeah, the crazy thing is I've ran into more corruption and satanic people and all these different things in the ufology field than I have in the last 4 years in Hollywood. Chew on that, community. Seriously. I know there are plenty of Satanists and bad people there. I'm luckily dealing with a lot of white hats and good people, but I don't have people trying to extort me for millions of dollars. I don't have people stealing from me because they have all these rules there. They may be bad people, but they abide by these rules with each other, a lot of them. Here in this community, there's like no rules. It's just how I happen to feel. And that small percentage of people, yeah, I've been into corruption. I've had people rip me off more, defame me, extort, blackmail. I've had, oh my gosh, this is going to be an incredible series of documentaries when it's released. But I've ran into way more of that kind of crap in this community than I have in Hollywood. Although I know it's there and it's a part of the actual structure, but I don't have it like punching in the face, jabbing in the eyes like I have, the last 8 years.
Is it more maybe because that's more a little tight-knit unit? They have to keep their secrecy in order to, be able to do their nasty without, being exposed?
Yeah, it's just like it's like people in key positions that are these like real nasty, dark, occultist type people, and like way up there. I mean, I talked to like one of the heads of a major platform that everyone would know a number of times now in pitches and stuff, and they're the sweetest. They're loving, like they have great intentions. They want to put out great work. There are just people around here and there that have key positions and have little kind of old boys networks where they have their little pedophile satanic handshakes or whatever, and they do their thing and they control what they can control. But Hollywood has changed so much with the streaming. The environment is differently. They don't have these Harvey Weinstein different types all controlling everything. It's the streaming wars are opening it up to where you don't have to be a part of any club. They're just looking for good content, and they're also looking for bad content out there too, but negative content. But I'm taking advantage of the situation to put out positive content to red pill people through the entertainment industry. And there are definitely some negative people there, and I just haven't run into a whole lot of them. The business deals I have made have been totally, by the book. It's just in the, I guess, in the community. No one wants to use lawyers. No one wants to use accountants. No one wants to do contracts. They just want to go off of all of these different things. Everyone has different business ethics, so that doesn't work. And then people get mad and emotional, and people that were all love and light 1 minute, the next thing you know, they're telling you if you don't hand over your like millions of dollars, they're going to destroy you publicly, and then they do it. So it's been a pretty strange ride for me and my family. It's been very heavy on my family.
I haven't been involved in any financial stuff because everything that I do is, I just do out of on my own pocket, and I don't do
Mhm.
anything to do with any money or anything. So, but I've had a lot of these crazies come out and, for this and that. So I've experienced quite a turbulent ride, being out in the public eye like this is as well. So, and I've also, what you talked about, these people that have connected with you saying that they're, these Jesus or this and that. Like, I've had in this last while 3 different people tell me they're Jesus. I've heard John the Baptist. I've heard someone, currently I'm chatting with it says he's Lucifer. There's someone coming up on the missing link that, he's recent, that he's Archangel Michael. Why do you think all these people believe that they are these reincarnated entities? And there's lots of them, because like you've been in contact with them, I've been in contact with them. I'm sure there's tons of other people around that are being contacted with people that believe that they are these certain beings.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to go back to a large percentage of them. They're people, God bless them, that are schizophrenic and have other issues, and the delusions get a little out of hand. That's a lot of the cases. And some of the other cases, people have just kind of like crappy lives and they need an escape, and they get caught up in their delusions and escapes. That's my personal opinion, and I base that opinion directly off of my experience with these people. I have lawsuits with people that you try to reason with people, they're doing bad things, you say, okay, be reasonable, or I'm going to take you to court, and then they double down. And there's just, people do not think rationally, and a lot of these people that believe that there's a lady out there right now doing videos saying that she's my mother and that she is Jesus's wife. I don't know, this whole thing, and she's starting to get a number of viewers. I was like, what's going on? I think a lot of